Here's Senator Chuck Grassley, okay, one of the most right-wing, oldest Republicans in Congress. I think he might be literally the oldest, having an exchange with constituents on immigration and border security.
Border security?
Yes. I'm believe very strongly in my Christian faith. I preach on Sundays.
Oh, it's coming up as the next video? Oh, look at that. All right, we'll get to it in a second.
Particularly ends up with him ever living here because he is a citizen of El Salvador.
Deportation is okay in some cases. It's just lib harm reduction. Dude, under hyper-specific instances where someone has done a crime, a heinous crime, and have served out their sentence, deportation in the aftermath of that is perfectly fucking warranted. There is no reason to have a silly back and forth here. It's ridiculous. Okay? The point here is due process. Yes, deportation to a torture prison is completely unwarranted, for the record. That is not allowed. This is precisely the reason why, for example, Norway has a no extradition policy to the United States criminal justice system. If you are caught in a Norwegian, by the Norwegian criminal justice system, for example, they won't extradite you to the United States because they understandably consider the U.S. prisons to be torture facilities. They think it is inhumane for a criminal to be extradited to the United States of America, to be tried in U.S. courts of law, to go to U.S. prisons. And that's perfectly warranted. Okay? Many countries have this non-extradition policy to the U.S. for that reason. Did you know that? America should have this as well.
Just want to get your take on his interpretation here.
I mean, you know, Kate, it's not a very long decision from the Supreme Court. It's about 2.5 pages. It doesn't say anything like what Stephen Miller said it says. Folks can read it for themselves and see that. I think it's quite telling that Stephen Miller has to try to spin the decision as saying literally the opposite of what it said in order to justify what the Trump administration is doing. But Kate, if we step back for a second, there's a larger point here, which is no court has ever actually determined that Mr. Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13, as the Trump administration claims, that he was properly removable. And so we're at the point, Kate, where if this is an argument that anyone finds persuasive, that means they can do it to us too. They can say, I'm a member of MS-13. They can say, you know, Joe Citizen is a member of MS-13, and use that as this justification for removing them, disappearing them right into the Salvadoran prison. You know, if that's a world in which
I follow just to tell you I hate you. I hope you get better, chatter. It seems like you already unfollowed before you could respond to my retort, but I don't know what has warranted you to say such things here, especially in today's commentary, but if you follow again and wait for 10 minutes, maybe you can elaborate.
Again, I think the key is courts are not going to take that lightly. And I think the result will instead be courts imposing far more onerous restrictions on the government's ability to remove folks from the country in the first place, ironically thwarting, right, the whole sort of justification.
To follow up on
Trump considering sending U.S. citizens convicted of crimes to El Salvador, by the way, we're moving in that direction already for Americans, okay? First, they will say, we are removing Americans that have done heinous crimes to El Salvador, which is completely and utterly ridiculous, okay? That's fucking insane. Then, anyone and everyone that they consider to be a terrorist for political dissidents, for example, will also be removed there. And once they've already decided that you are removable to El Salvador and there's no way of extracting you back, it's done. It is de facto an exterminationist policy. It is a prison. It is a slave labor camp. It is a place where you will be disappeared to with seemingly no way of retrieval. Do you understand that? Do you understand how fucking psychotic that is? Wild that we are in the 3rd month of the Trump administration and we're already entertaining this. Logs, please, logs. Long-time member, I struggle to speak up lately because I'm also vulnerable under the admin. I'm not sure what to do. Be safe.
Immigration. Deporting American citizens to Central American prisons. Is it legal, or do you need to change the law to do it?
Well, it's another question that the president has raised. It's a legal question that the president is looking into. And he talked about this yesterday when with his meeting with President Bukele in the Oval Office. He would only consider this, if legal, for Americans who are the most violent, egregious, repeat offenders of crime who nobody in this room wants living in their communities.
You're interested in border security?
Yes. I'm
Chuck Grassley is a young, vibrant 91 years old, a Republican from Iowa, having an exchange with a Republican constituent on immigration and border policy. This is part of the reason why I said that you will have MAGA moms and MAGA dads also change their attitude on this. Why do I believe this? Why, oh, why does Hasanabi Piker believe that even Republicans will actually have a change in attitude on immigration? They voted for Donald Trump. He is basically, he ran on Hitlerian border control policy. Why do I still believe that older Republicans will move away from the cruelty of this policy, the cruelty of Trump's immigration deportation regime? Because I've been doing this for 10 fucking years. And what I saw in this process is two things, two fundamental things you could take home with you, no matter what. Number one, Americans are oblivious to the impact of what kind of policies that they're defending until it fucking happens. And two, if there's enough fuss about said policies from the Democrats counter messaging against it and the media consistently covering it, everyone starts recognizing that cruelty. Okay? This process is twofold. This is why I've been fucking screaming at the Democrats for years at this point that they should have been making a way bigger fuss about the reactionary, right-wing, white nativist, anti-immigrant agenda that the Republicans have presented. And yet they let the Republicans dominate the fucking media landscape in perpetuity with no fucking pushback. And that's how we arrived at Donald Trump using anti-immigrant agenda as a fucking weapon to wield against the Democrats. And the worst thing that the Dems did was agree with the Republicans on the matter. The notion that immigrants are actually responsible for tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands of fucking murders. That is crazy. They leaned into it. They normalized this sentiment. Oh.
believe very strongly in my Christian faith. I preach on Sundays, and I believe very strongly in we welcome the stranger. Because anyway, the least of these we do to Jesus. And that is what we've been taught, and that is what the gospel tells us. And I think turning away people who have come here for asylum is one of the most shameful things we are doing right now.
Yep.
I just want to know,
does this group of individuals strike you as a squishy libs, dude? Do they? They're Chuck Grassley constituents in fucking Iowa. This video is proving you wrong. She'll still vote for this if there are any elections left. Dude, shut the fuck up. Leftists love looking at gift horse in the mouth and fucking complaining about the teeth, okay? Shut the fuck up. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Some of you are just fucking hipster ass gatekeepers. You do not want change. You do not understand what requires for change to happen. You do not understand how people's attitude about certain things that they might have voted on will change over time. And you literally just want leftism to be some fucking hipster ass bullshit. You want to gatekeep it, okay? Not everyone's going to be a fucking card carrying Maoist, okay? Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, you're so goddamn annoying. Be fucking pragmatic. Recognize that tides can change, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. How can you even say this? How can you even say this when the issue of Israel is right in front of your eyes? On the domestic front, the issue of tariffs is right in front of your eyes, where people quickly change their attitude about tariffs, okay? As soon as they were supposed to be implemented, everyone was like, whoa, I don't want this. The fuck are you doing? What do you mean my prices are going to go up? What the fuck? How did that happen? And the same principle goes for Israel. People went from Israel's the greatest, most moral democracy on the fucking planet to, oh my God, they're killing babies on a fucking daily basis. This is unacceptable. Is happening with our tax dollars? I don't want that shit. Why? Why do you want no one to be on board with how you see the world? Every single fucking thing that I do is so that there are more people in here, that there are more people who are aware of what the fuck's going on. And slowly but surely, they fucking change their attitude. They change their worldview. They start recognizing the errors of their ways, the errors of their thinking. There's a terrible comparison. What's happening in Israel is so egregious. The reaction to it has been so underwhelming. Oh. So we're just supposed to forget about everything they did? What? Everything what? Who did? This old lady? You don't know what the fuck they've done. You're just fantasizing about what they've done. Shut up. Please. Oh my God. You guys are such fucking losers, dude. Holy fuck. Some of you are literally brain broken. I've talked quite a bit about being a leftist, meaning that you're going to take a lot of L's, okay, in your life. I didn't realize that some of you think that it's only about taking L's. So much so that when you actually see a W in front of your fucking face, in front of your eyes, you still go, no, I want this to be somehow a loss as well. It's not good enough. I know it's not good enough, but things take fucking time, okay?
For you as a senator, as my elected senator, is there anything you can do so that we can follow international law better, or just...
Unc speaks the truth. I've been sub for a year. He has shifted me so hard from my previous beliefs. His methods are tested. Let Unc cook. Yeah, it's ironic because the overwhelming majority of people in this chat are also just like you, but they forgot their old ways, okay? And it's very important. Very important for them not to lose sight of who they were and what they've become in their fucking worldview. When has there ever been a community this fucking large and this active that is outwardly socialist? Okay? In any sector of media, mainstream, independent, doesn't fucking matter. It has never existed. Part of the reason is because I have tirelessly told annoying fucking purity spiral behaving losers to shut the fuck up. In America, I'm saying, okay? Not the USSR or China or whatever the fuck you're talking about, okay? In the United States of America, the heart of empire, the place where capitalism thrives.
The ideals of our country to be a place of hope for others, where they can come when they are searching for a home because they have no place else to go.
Take down the Statue of Liberty. Everything that we can do legally under our laws, we can. We welcome refugees. That's the legal status. You read that now.
Senator
Well, here,
Grassley, we're not right
just a
now.
minute until it's quiet so I can hear you.
Oh, Senator Grassley,
Well,
right
I'm
now,
not-
we're not. I mean, right now, we're not. These changes have been taking place,
No.
and that's what concerns me
There's
so
no due
much.
process.
It hurts.
No
Yeah.
Okay.
So with laws.
I would welcome refugees and I would welcome people that need asylum.
Are you gonna bring that guy back from El Salvador? Yeah. Why not?
Well, because that's not a power of Congress.
The Supreme Court said to bring him back.
Judges are,
Yeah.
and the president is upholding the Constitution.
He's defined the
You're on the
Constitution.
Judiciary Committee.
Trump don't care.
If I get an order to pay a ticket for $1,200 and I just say no, does that stand up? Because he's got an order from the Supreme Court and he's just said no.
Yeah. He just said, screw it.
I'll be able to answer your question.
You ignored my letter.
Guatemala is or El Salvador is an independent country. The president
Speak
of
up,
that
please.
country,
We can't hear you.
the president of that country is not subject to our U.S. Supreme Court.
If Trump wanted to bring him back, he'd bring him back. I'm pissed.
We're paying him to keep him down here. We don't have to pay him.
The next subject here.
Excuse me, Senator. Senator, excuse me, on that same subject.
Hey,
Excuse me, Senator Grassley, on that same subject. The Constitution, the framers of the Constitution, said that every person, not citizen, every person within the jurisdiction of the United States has due process.
Look at these radical socialists, dude, at the Iowa Chuck Grassley town hall. Look at all these card-carrying DSA members. You see that? Bunch of Hasanabi heads in the room, dude. For the record, some of them are liberals, okay? Some of them are not MAGA voters, but it doesn't fucking matter. These are like 70-year-old Iowans, okay? At a Chuck Grassley town hall.
And we would like to know what you, as the people, the Congress, who are supposed to rein in this dictator, what are you going to do about it? These people have been sentenced to life imprisonment in a foreign country with no due process. Our government cannot do anything.
Trump isn't a king.
Why won't you do your job, Senator?
Yeah. Get it swine.
Obeying the Supreme Court. Trump's not obeying the Supreme Court. He just ignores them.
Yeah, screw it.
These are also the people that care about process more than anything else. You got to remember, take whatever victory you can get from whatever perspective you can get. Some of them truly do care about, from a Christian perspective, some of them truly do care about like doing right by their neighbors, okay? Some of them, on the other hand, care about the due process element. Some of them care about the procedural element. It doesn't fucking matter to me even this much. As long as they're moving the needle in the right direction, I don't care.
I'd be okay with that. Allowing it to happen.
Let the senator answer.
What is a constitutional crisis? What does that consist of? A constitutional crisis.
I mean, due process is important? Yes, of course due process is important. I meant like they care about the Supreme Court's wishes being violated. You know what I mean? Like there's many different reasons as to why people find themselves in this room, but it doesn't matter that they're not fucking, it doesn't matter one bit that they're not all card-carrying Maoist third worldists, okay?
When you have a president who ignores the Supreme Court, you have a Congress who fails to rein in a third branch of our government.
That's right.
Who is now violating our Constitution. You took an oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm. Do you remember that, sir? Yes, sir. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of office of which I am about to enter, so help me God. Sir, will you act upon your oath?
Yeah, I thought that I was, when I answered, I'll wait till the clapping's done. I thought when I answered this guy's question, I was doing what the Constitution requires. I'm trying to recapture the constitutional authority of Article 1, Section 8, one of the 18 powers of Congress, to regulate interstate and foreign commerce by introducing the bill, which is a bipartisan bill, to make some of the mistakes that Democratic Congresses made in 1963. That's
Congress as a whole.
That's what I'm doing.
Congress as a whole, bipartisan, has the power to act, to bring...
Can you wait till they be quiet?
Congress as a whole, bipartisan, has the power to act to bring the executive branch to heel.
Yes.
Now,
And they're not doing
introducing a bill, yes, that's one thing. But as a whole, the power of Congress to bring that executive branch to heel when they are behaving the way we're seeing, that power exists within you and your other members of Congress. Do you speak to your other persons in the House of Representatives of your party? Do you communicate with them often? Do you discuss any of this with them? Do you hold any concern that Congress will be the next branch that Trump comes for because he is coming for the judicial?
The only tool that you know the Constitution gives Congress to do in regard to disciplining the executive branch is impeachment.
And you missed that opportunity in his first administration. You had two opportunities for that. That was probably one of the only reasons we're having this situation now.
And what he's done with this stuff, he's done an impeachable offense.
He ignores the next election.
The House initiates.
Yeah, he's not that old man's not wearing a MAGA hat, by the way. He's wearing a "Make Lying Great Again" hat. I think he is a libbed up old man. He's not a MAGA voter.
Yeah. Would you remember what I started with? I said that the way I conducted the meeting in Hampton, I was chastised before because I didn't allow anything other than people to complain about Trump. So I'm going to go through this list and then we'll go back.